live, we're live, we're live!
Robbie.
Hi guys, I'm going to help Bella achieve her goal right off the bat.
What is Bella's goal?
For me to mention her name.
Oh.
Or for us to mention her name.
We both have mentioned her name.
We both have mentioned it already.
I unwittingly mentioned her name. I was duped into it. Even if I hadn't wanted to mention it, I did. But I did want to mention it.
Apparently, Fran has a similar goal.
Fran, do you mean Slim?
Slim.
I have been told by Fran via
Slim.
email that I may call her Slim,
Yes.
but I think it was a test. I think she said in the email, I hope that you know why I said that. You could call me that. And you know what the point is?
Because she's the world's greatest detective.
Sometimes I forget. Oftentimes, I forget things that happened before today. And I wrote the Real McCoys before today, which means I often forget things about the Real McCoys. We went to a school visit.
Yes.
Was it Farmland Elementary School?
Yes.
I think it was, which is where Slim goes to school.
Do we know that for sure?
And I do. And on the wall
Oops. Sorry.
was a trivia question relating to the Real McCoys,
yeah.
and I read it, and I had absolutely no idea
Matthew
what
couldn't
the
answer the
was.
trivia question.
So you guys, just because an author writes a book doesn't mean the author has read the book recently
Or knows
retains
anything about the book.
Yes, I don't want to speak for other authors, but
I think you were somewhat unique.
in having a brain that refuses to retain information.
It's okay. Mine is even worse than yours.
It's a bad combo that both of us have that
both
tendency.
have that problem.
One of us should be an information retainer. Although, you know what? It makes it easy to move on.
Yes.
When you have a disagreement.
We will sometimes have a big argument about something, and then 2 days later, neither of us can remember what it was about.
Right. Or sometimes you stub your toe and it hurts for a second, and then you're like,
forget.
do I even have a toe? I don't remember. So I feel like it's time
to start with the agenda. Everybody's dazzled by your sweater. It's very distracting.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Do you guys love my sweater?
Yes.
Do you know who loves my sweater? Megan Thomas loves my sweater. Megan Thomas, you know where my sweater came from.
I think she's probably glad it's no longer in her house.
No, that's not true. This sweater is a remarkable testament to the bonds of friendship I share with the almighty friend of mine who sent it to me. Shout out to you, my friend, if you're there. If you're not there, shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Clara. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to all the beautiful sweaters in your house that have not yet been sent to me. And I hope you retain at least a few. But please send a few more, if you know what I'm saying. All right, here we go. What does this say? Matthew is
tired.
Be warned.
Be warned.
This is one of
There's
those
going to be
days.
lots of slip-ups.
I might say things wrong.
Yeah.
I might spontaneously slump like this, and Robbie might have to carry the show by herself for a little
Ah,
while.
Wait.
Robbie.
I hope bullet item number 2 is
what?
be warned. Robbie is also tired.
Oh, no. When one of us is tired, the other one is filled with energy. Robbie, you are feeling like a track star.
I think I probably need some water.
First the theme song. First the theme song. That's going to jazz you right up. It's going to zhuzh you right up. Zhuzh. I learned about the word zhuzh by watching a TV show where somebody does someone else's hair in a zhuzhy sort of way.
What show is that?
It's the makeover show. All right, here we go.
All right. On
your marks, get set, Drew.
The Robbie and Matthew, the Robbie and Matthew Show.
You know what? I feel like my sweater sang the theme song.
I think it did.
Before Drew did.
Oh,
I think my sweater is just a living testament to the theme song.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you guys see there's a little reindeer on here?
It's the best sweater. And there's a little tree between the reindeer.
And there's some more reindeer.
Yeah, and there's little coat racks between those reindeer.
There's colors that never even considered sitting next to each other.
Look at the antlers on this reindeer. This is not a reindeer. This is like a
rocket deer?
No, what are those antelopes?
It
has a name that starts with an O.
Unks, inks, ernks.
Something.
Ernks.
Maybe our research assistant can
drink
water. Thank goodness. It's time.
It's time, friends.
I need to fortify myself.
Did anyone out there gather water? Who has water? Do you have some water?
Yes. Okay. Bella has water. I mean, Fran was already telling people to get their water out at the very beginning here.
Has Fran done any marketing for us yet today? Has she made any recommendations about subscribes or likes?
Well, she says you need to wear the taco shirt tomorrow. Okay.
I'm not going to wear the taco shirt tomorrow. I wore it yesterday.
Yeah.
I gotta rotate, friends. All right. On your marks. Get set. Water. Give you a head start, Robbie. I want you to feel good about yourself. Good head start. You a little more? I tried.
It is impossible.
I tried,
Robbie.
It
is impossible.
All right. Friends, not about how fast you drink the water. It's about how awesome your sweater is. Okay? All right. What does that say?
Announcement of Principal Schaefer's campaign for the world.
You guys, for world domination.
Oh, for world domination.
We received a photograph from Principal Schaefer yesterday, inspired by her principalhood, her principality, her principalationion. Is that a word?
No.
She has decided to go for yet a higher horizon.
Yes.
Principal Schaefer is running for the superintendent, not just of her schools, of all schools. Superintendent of your schools.
All the schools.
Of Hungarian schools, of Icelandic schools,
and
of Mesopotamian schools.
She sent us proof.
Yes, she is. Do you want to
Here we
see
go.
Principal
Yeah,
Schaefer? There we go. Campaigning. Can we zoom even more on Principal Schaefer? I want to see that sign. I want to see it. Principal Schaefer, you are looking good. Ella Schaefer for superintendent of
all the schools.
Strong schools, strong communities.
Great tagline.
I feel like we have a strong
Schaefer.
community happening here,
Yes.
right? Principal Schaefer's steady leadership.
Oops,
Don't erase Principal Schaefer's face.
I'm trying to get my...
What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. I don't know.
That
All right,
was a
Principal
little-
Schaefer, we support you. If you
Yes.
have some sort of campaign fund, let us know. We could send you some gummy bears. I'm not allowed to donate dollars, but I could send some candy to your campaign fund. All right, let us know. We support you.
Hurrah for Principal Ella.
What does that say?
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
what's the story? What does
Here I
that
am.
say?
Weird warning.
Weird warning. We're going to read a weird book to you today.
Oh.
I just think it's fair that the book contains potentially seemingly bad advice,
Yeah.
faulty science,
Yeah.
inaccurate exaggerations,
Yeah.
impossible scenarios.
All those things.
Now, it's true that The Girl with Frogs in Her Ears also contains things that are technically not seemingly possible in the course of our universe of no ogres with 7 arms. In the course of the universe where you can't insert amphibians into your ears or siblings into your ears. But this book is even weirder than that. And I just wanted to point it out. I wanted you to be warned.
I also want to warn everyone that last time, this book, I hadn't read it in a long time, and I remembered how ridiculous it was as I was reading, and I started giggling uncontrollably. And that happens once in a blue moon where I just can't control myself and I start crying because I'm laughing so hard.
Were you laughing at the book or were you laughing at me? I feel like I was the object of your laughing.
I was laughing at the book.
Do you remember what it was that made you laugh?
It is just such,
so
inconceivably weird.
Can you brace yourself against it?
Yes, I'm not going to laugh like this.
I told you guys, I wrote 100 children's books for 100 days.
Yes.
And most of them were very strange and even inappropriate.
Yes.
This one probably is one of those, and we just decided to
made it
make
anyway.
it anyway. A lot of them we said, ooh, that's too weird.
I'm going to wing out a vocabulary word.
You're going to wing one out? All right, let's hear it.
It is inured. I-N-U-R-E-D.
What is inured? You are now inured to the joke?
I am now inured to the weirdness of Henny Wampum.
Right.
Has a really big head. Because I read it last week.
All of you, when this livecast began, thought my sweater was so extraordinary that you could hardly take a breath. You were like, oh my goodness. But you have, over the past 8 minutes, become slightly inured to it. And we know this because you continue to breathe, right? You've gotten used to it just enough.
Yes.
I don't know how Megan Thomas...
That means you are no longer quite... You are becoming desensitized.
You get used to anything. You
You're
have a
getting
song
used to it.
that
Yes.
you love,
Yes.
and you say, I want to listen to that song. I want to listen to that Taylor Swift track over and over again.
Who said that in the history of time?
I'm saying that. And I'm like, oh, Taylor, sing it again and again. And then she sings it again, and then a third time, and then the fourth time. And then by the 89th time, I'm like, I could listen to a little Katy Perry now instead. Do you know what I'm saying? You can change channels because you've become a nerd to the greatness of Taylor. You never want to. You never want to do that because... You want to keep it fresh.
There's so much bad information.
I'm saying these
here.
things mostly because Robbie's not yet a nerd to Taylor Swift, and I'm getting. I'm trying to wake you up by. Shall we read a very
No, tell me
strange
what else is on
book?
the agenda. That was just a warning.
Did you see how Robbie
Principal
got?
Ella wants
got a
some
little-
gummy bears.
Well, who doesn't, Principal Ella? Get in
Fran
line.
is doing all kinds of good marketing for us.
Thank you,
over
Fran.
there in the sidebar. Subscribe and like the video and turn on the notifications. Thank you, Fran.
What does this say?
Slim. Introduce Henny Wampum and then read it before anyone has time to run away.
Okay.
All right.
You're going to listen to this book. You
You
are what we call a captive audience at this point. You have no option.
You
but
absolutely have
no,
the
no,
option to
no,
leave.
they don't. All of the doors in the room.
just locked them all.
It's like in a movie.
You guys are in detention with us. We're also in detention.
Those are the doors shutting. And the little alarm goes beep, 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 and you have to sit still and listen to the story. You've been warned about its strangeness. Do not take the lessons to heart, okay?
No, don't learn anything from this
The moral
book.
of this story is you
Fran
probably
has
should have run while you had a chance.
Fran has the same birthday as Taylor Swift. And Bella's birthday is tomorrow, apparently.
What? Well, that's good information. Okay, all right, here we go.
All right.
All right.
Oh, I have to actually show you the book. There we go.
Hello, Henny Wampum.
Henny Wampum had a really big head.
So this, the title of this book is a sentence that describes the head of the main character.
Yes.
Yeah.
We call it Henny Wampum for short.
Because it's a lot to say, Henny Wampum, a little bit, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay.
Right.
This book was by Matthew Swanson. It's sort of like a confession, admitting that. And illustrated by Robbie Bear.
I like the illustrations in this book, by the way.
Here we go.
All right.
All right.
Henny Wampum had a really big head.
True.
Henny Wampum had a head so huge, she had to hold it up with her hand. Her big head kept her from doing certain things that other kids could do. For example, juggling 3 balls at once and playing the cymbals and climbing on the monkey bars were all out of the question for Henny. See, because her head was so big, we had to think of 3 things here that would have been hard to do with a giant head.
Well, with one hand. Because
and
you
with
were
one
holding
hand, yes,
up
'cause
the
you were
other
holding
head.
up the other.
Juggling, hard to do with one
Can't do
hand.
it with one
Well,
hand.
you know what?
Actually, my grandmother.
Your grandmother?
Yes, my
3?
grandmother.
3 balls or 2?
3.
3?
She could juggle 3 beanbags with one hand.
Your grandmother?
My grandmother.
Which one?
At the time, not
not
Bob's mom.
No,
my mom's mom.
Your Japanese grandmother
Japanese
could do that?
Was an awesome juggler.
That's
A
amazing.
one-handed juggler.
I wish that it had been the other grandmother.
I know. No,
just for the image.
It wasn't the other grandmother.
Playing the cymbals is hard with one hand.
Yes.
Because it requires banging 2 things together. Although
see?
there's little cymbals that you hit with your foot. They're called a
hi-hat.
Is that called a hi-hat?
I thought so.
All right. You know more than I do about that.
Maybe
All right.
not.
Playing
Somebody correct us.
Okay. Playing the piano with 2 hands? Difficult.
All right.
Yeah.
As a result,
Okay.
Henny spent a lot of time wondering what life would be like with a normal-sized head. The other kids spent a lot of time taking turns holding up Henny's head so that she could tie her shoes, type a letter, or play the piano.
This is very kind of you, other kids.
Yes.
Yes.
Every once in a while, something happened to make Henny realize that having a really big head wasn't so bad after all. When her class went to the amusement park on a field trip, there was a special roller coaster.
Is this what made you laugh last time?
No.
All right.
This is weird, too.
All right.
That only she could ride because everyone else's head was too small.
All right.
All right. Yeah, we'll get to the details after this.
Okay.
I have to make it through this without cracking up.
Okay.
And when it came to the cannonball competition, Henny was the undisputed champion. And whenever other kids got hit in the head with a baseball, they had to miss 3 games. But because Henny's head was so big and her skull so thick, she only had to miss 2 games. This allowed her to be a more reckless shortstop.
That's what got you last time, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's terrible advice.
It's terrible.
It's all bad.
This is what we call a disclaimer, friends.
Yes. Unfortunately, because she always had to use one hand to hold up her head, she couldn't make spectacular diving catches, which canceled out the benefit she might have gained from being so reckless. This book would never make it.
You are not inured. You are not inured to the humor of this page.
In a commercial publishing world, our editor, I'm thinking of what Erin Stein would say about this book. And
I'd like to ask her. I'd like to ask Erin for a critique of this book.
No, do not ask for
I'm
a
gonna
critique.
ask.
It will be nothing but a complete shredding of everything.
But you know what? She'll do it so politely.
Man.
Gosh.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Turn the page.
Oh.
All right. As a result, Henny was just an average shortstop and didn't make the team. And the cannonball contest only happened once a year. And the roller coaster for big-headed kids wasn't that great anyway. All in all, having a really big head was a real nuisance. So, frankly, we're back where we are. We're back to the beginning of the story. We went through all of this shortstop nonsense just for fun. It didn't advance the story at all.
Heck yeah, it did. It was letting us know the complexity of big-headedness, Robbie. I think that I resent that comment. I did some character development here.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Henny's Ranger Club magazine had an ad for a witch doctor.
You're not supposed to put witch doctors in books anymore.
No,
It's not politically correct.
It's not politically correct. who could make Big Head smaller in exchange for a year's worth of allowance. And so reads the ad. Kiss your big head goodbye. Hey you, yes you, with the big head. It doesn't have to be this way. For the outrageously low price of 1 full year of allowance, I can make your troubles disappear.
That's not a price, by the way. That's not a price. It's a variable figure.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Henny preferred to use her allowance to buy lollipops. Again, terrible advice, you guys. Which were her favorite thing in the world. But she was so tired of her really big head that she gave them up for an entire year and saved all her money to pay the witch doctor. It was not easy, but Henny was motivated. She was really looking forward to knitting sweaters, pole vaulting, and flossing her teeth for the first time. Again, things that are hard to do with only one hand. At the end of the year, Henny had more money than she could count. She took it to the witch doctor's house and rang the bell. A sad-looking man named Elmer opened the door. I'm here for my smaller head, said Henny. Uh-oh.
Oh, did I push something?
You pushed all kinds of buttons.
I don't think I did. I was only over here.
You leaned over. And okay, back up. We gotta go. Oh, no, we're on the right page now.
Right.
Sorry. Phew. I'm here for my smaller head, said Henny. Elmer sighed and explained that he had stopped being a witch doctor 18 months before and was now enrolled in a training program to become a dental hygienist. No big-headed kids were able to save their allowance for a whole year, he said. But I did, said Henny.
She did?
Can't help you, kid, said Elmer, unless you need a tooth pulled. As much as she wanted Elmer's help, Henny knew that her teeth were not the problem. She was so disappointed that she went to the candy store and bought a year's worth of lollipops. Look at all those lollipops.
Again, a year's worth is not a definitive measure, all right?
To make herself feel better, she ate them all at once and went to bed with a horrible stomachache.
Not a good idea.
When Henny woke up the next morning, she noticed something strange. Her right arm was as big as her head. It must have been all those lollipops, she thought to herself. Suddenly, things were a whole lot better. Now Henny could lift boulders and reach the blackboard without getting up from her desk. And it was a lot easier to get the teacher's attention when she knew the right answer to a math problem. But Henny wanted more.
That's right. She has a drive inside her. She has a fire. She has a dream, friends.
So she saved all her allowance for another year and bought a lot of lollipops again. Again, she ate them all at once, and the next morning her left leg was as big as her right arm and her huge head. That is somewhat inconvenient.
All right.
It was difficult to walk and find clothes that fit, but Henny knew that a better life was just around the corner. Oh dear. I love those little kids stacked up as like her stilt. Okay. Another year passed. Henny got a huge left arm. Almost there, she thought. The other kids were excited and amazed. Everyone wanted to be like Henny. At the end of the 4th year of saving, Henny got a right leg that was the perfect match for her big head. I feel great, said Henny, before realizing that her body was still pretty small. But she was tired of not eating lollipops all year long, and she was tired of saving all her money. I am good enough, she said. I don't need to be any better than this. Some praised Henny's positive attitude, while others questioned her decision to quit now, having come so close to her goal without quite reaching it. What no one knew was that Henny had a secret plan. With huge arms and legs, but a tiny body, Henny could wrestle in a lower weight class relative to her overall strength. Oh boy. In just 4 weeks on a semi-professional circuit, Henny had earned the equivalent of a whole year of allowance.
That's efficiency, friends.
Yes. She used her winnings to buy a lot of lollipops, ate them all at once, and went to bed, dreaming of what might happen in the morning. Henny woke up and jumped out of bed with a body that was just the right size for her magnificent head. Within a week, she became an all-star shortstop, started volunteering for the local fire department, and was named honorary mayor of the town. At long last, everything was exactly as it was supposed to be, and maybe even a little better. The moral of this story is...
Oh, good. The story has a moral?
Oh,
What is
boy.
it? What is it?
While patience will get you pretty far, sometimes you need a little bit of cleverness to take care of the rest. Also, eating lots of lollipops isn't actually good for you. That's what makes this a make-believe story. You should definitely save your allowance, but use it to buy bran flakes instead.
There you go, friends. At the very end, we redeemed ourselves. You guys, I would like you...
I want to review a little bit.
All right.
Matthew did a lot of things in this book that made my life a little bit difficult.
Oh, what did I do?
Starting out
with... All right.
I want you to see how vague his language is.
Okay. All right. This is a compliment, right?
He said...
Yes.
When her class went to the amusement park on a field trip, there was a special roller coaster that only she could ride because everyone else's head was too small. He did not clarify, for me, the illustrator, what sort of roller coaster that might be.
That's not my job.
So I had to come
That's not my job.
With the vacuum coaster.
Yeah.
As you can see
I provided you with an exciting creative challenge.
Yes.
Thank you, is what you should say.
Okay.
Thank you, Matthew.
So there was the vacuum coaster.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing that he said...
What? I said so many things. Yeah?
Oh, again, having to come up with 3 more things that she could do with a regular-sized head.
Oh, that she couldn't do
That
without...
she couldn't do while she was holding up her head. Which was pole vaulting. I thought that was funny.
Oh, yeah.
And knitting and flossing her teeth.
You do need both hands. But you probably don't. I bet people with one hand have succeeded in doing all 3 of those things through ingenuity. I just want to point that out.
And you know what? Now they have those little flossers.
Absolutely.
That are just...
I bet even pole vaulting. I bet that there have been one-handed pole vaulters before.
That's probably
the human
true.
condition is inspiring you
yes,
guys.
That is
all right,
true.
Just want to point that out.
People are able to do a lot of things that we don't think that they can.
They absolutely are.
I just wanted to point out how delicious that lollipop looks.
Fran wants to know who we think has a bigger head, Milton or Henny. Oh my gosh, Henny by far.
Yeah.
Even though, you know what though, you have drawn the real McCoy's heads in such an exaggerated way, especially Milton's,
Everybody
that he
has big
almost
heads.
looks like Henny.
Yeah.
Like if you really look at the size of his head next to his
true.
body, yeah.
Right. Maybe this is a long-standing issue of mine.
It might be.
Big-headed people.
We might have started something.
You know what? All of my children, gigantic heads.
Our children's heads, our children, generally speaking, are in the sort of 1st to 5th percentile in terms of weight.
Size, which means that 99% of kids in their age group and are bigger than
or heavier than they
yes.
are. 90% are taller than they are. But their heads are in like the 95th percentile of bigness. They are small, short, and big-headed.
Small-bodied, big heads.
And I'll stick with that. Yes, indeed. We got a lot of emojis happening.
Yes, we got lots of laughing. I'm glad because this is a ridiculous story.
Can you guys dig down? I want you to analyze this story. What are some things about this story that we don't want you to do yourselves? Come on, this is the guys. What in this story is not lessons that you should follow? I want to make sure you understand that before you go doing some of the things in this book, all right? I would like someone to prove that you understand that this is a fictional piece and not to be taken as some set of instructions for life. Do we have any, well, let's see, before we get out of hand here.
All right, yes, what's next?
The next?
Well, good. Lamb and Turtle like this book, especially because it's weird.
Well, here we go. Talk about things that are weird,
but also wonderful.
Yeah. So, you guys, weird does not mean bad.
That's true.
Weird,
I am a weird person.
Can you guys think of some things that are weird, that you think are weird, or that most people think are weird, but that we're really glad exist? That
I wish you had prepared me.
Can I say something that I think?
Please.
Weird Al. If you guys aren't familiar with Weird Al, he is self-proclaimed as something that is weird. He takes song tunes that you know and adds funny words to it. They're parody songs, and they are so smart. Weird Al is so talented and so wonderful. He is a national treasure. He is a global treasure to me. I grew up laughing to Weird Al. Weird Al still makes albums today. He's like the longest-lasting, most enduring. He's like U2. Weird Al. He's like Taylor Swift in his greatness.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to make a metaphor that they would understand.
No.
Anyway, Weird Al is weird but wonderful. Robbie, can you think of anything that's weird but wonderful?
Well,
what?
I just want to point out that
Yes.
I think through my entire high school career, I was considered rather weird.
Okay. Were you an iconoclast? Were you?
I think an iconoclast is different from weird. I think.
Well, no. I'm asking if you were an iconoclast.
Well, you know that I was.
She was.
Yes.
Yes. And you were weird. What did you do that was weird?
I don't know.
Or you were just thought of as weird?
I was just thought of as weird.
Because you were independent. Sometimes
I don't know.
things are called weird just because they're not like everything else.
So I think weird is a tricky designation.
That's right.
Because I was just doing my own thing. That's all.
Oh, we're weird. You
weird.
guys,
That's
you
what
are
I'm
weird,
saying.
talented, funny, and so fun to watch.
That's what I'm saying.
That is a great compliment.
Weird
I thank you.
Is usually interesting.
Here's something that's weird. My friend likes sickness. You'll have to explain what that means. Your friend likes sickness. I don't know what that means. Robbie, you aren't weird. No, she is. She is. Robbie, wear a food shirt tomorrow. Robbie, wear a food shirt. You know what? What? I could let you borrow the taco shirt.
I was going to say, Matthew's getting all these compliments on his shirts. Who selected all of those shirts as part of a Christmas present for Matthew because he said he wanted some new t-shirts?
You bought them, but I'm the one that pulled them out of the drawer and put them on my body. Let's give credit where credit is due, all right?
I'm the one who picked all of the clever sayings on them. Yes.
Anything else? What's weird, you guys? I'm glad that you guys don't think Robbie is weird. What is weird in the world but also wonderful? That's my question for you today. Maybe it's time to move on to other content.
Well, yes, I think so. I think this is a lost cause. I think sometimes people saying things are weird is a little bit judgy.
I just want to point out that a lot of things that I've heard described as weird are some of my favorite things.
Yes.
Okay,
some
weird foods, some weird shows, some weird books, some weird habits, behaviors.
Is wonderful. It's
Weirdness
stuff
is
that's
wonderful.
unexpected. I like unexpected things.
I would like to hang out with Henny at any of the stages of her arm and leg development.
Yes.
Okay? Here we go. Jokes. And then
jokes. We have so many jokes at the beginning of this, you guys.
We do. Let's get them.
There were some folks on here that were way early, and it wasn't just Lamb and Turtle.
Were they just hanging out together?
They were just hanging out.
Were you guys using this as your own private chat room? I kind of like that. All right.
Okay.
What?
The weirdness is that the friend likes being sick.
Oh. Well, there is a name for that. I don't remember what it is, but we're going to...
Munchausen syndrome.
Yeah, but let's not diagnose the friend.
No, that's true.
There's a name for that, but
yes.
Let's... what's with the jokes? What about the jokes?
All right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to also point out...
Yes.
That Principal Schaefer...
Yes.
Principal Ella...
Is she making campaign ads and
No, she's
airing them
concerned that the vacuum coaster would break your neck.
Well, it probably would.
Another problem
I didn't
with
see any sort of brace holding her torso up. Your neck is not strong enough. No. Principal Schaefer, you are right.
Yes.
Robbie really... Yes.
And here's another good lesson. One should not hold oneself to an unrealistic bodily ideal.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Who said that?
That was one of the Shanks, and I'm not sure because there's multiple ones on at the moment.
Multiple Shanks. One of you Shanks, thank you, one of you Shanks. Is there a German word for that piece of wisdom? A long German word for you should not hold yourself to an unreasonable body standard? Please.
You know what? I'm sure there probably
Maybe
is.
Alice could concoct one and share it with us.
Okay, so the Shanks were the ones who came up with a number of these jokes.
Did they come up with them, or did they just write them down?
These are the jokes.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay.
I'm going to get them all right. I'm just warning you.
Can a frog jump higher than the Empire State Building?
Yes. The Empire State Building can't jump. It's a building.
Yes, you got that one a little too easy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wait, what happened?
Did somebody steal the jokes? There were jokes and then they got stolen? These jokes got
removed? There were a whole bunch of jokes at the beginning.
I don't know. Sometimes you can retract comments. Maybe somebody retracted the jokes. Oh, what do my mom and dad love? What do they love? What do Bella's mom and dad love? That's what I want to know.
Oh, the video from yesterday?
The video from yesterday? Because did we sing to them?
I don't remember.
I think we sang to them.
I don't remember what happens from one day to the next.
We don't remember what happens.
I'm so sad.
It's okay.
That
Robbie,
all of the jokes at the beginning.
We can actually end this show on time today.
Oh.
If there are jokes that we missed, go to the other show.
There were so many that you guys wrote that were super funny.
Jokes don't go away. Are you sure you're not remembering yesterday?
No, I've checked.
All right. Well, guys, I'm sorry about the mystery of the missing jokes. We'll be back here.
You had a good joke.
Oh! Are we going to read books here tomorrow, or are we just going to hang out tomorrow? That's one thing I wanted to know. Should we just have a hangout day? We don't really have time to hear your answers. I think we should just have a hangout day. I think we should take a day off from reading books.
Okay.
I think we should hang out. We should do jokes. We could play Stump the Matthew. We didn't get to play that earlier.
Yes.
You guys think of words that I have to put into a song.
Everybody wants us to bring our kids in. Maybe for Super Hangout Day,
we'll hang out with our kids.
We'll hang out with our kids.
We're going to bring our kids. Okay. We're going to do jokes. Bring jokes. We need some super jokes.
Now everybody's writing jokes.
Okay, so bring the jokes tomorrow or put them on the other channel because we got to go. It's time to go.
Oh, man.
So we'll see you tomorrow for no books. No books. No learning tomorrow. Just fun.
There's going to be learning.
Just going to be fun. Robbie's going to wear the taco shirt. I will wear some other shirt yet to be announced that will delight you.
Oh, I know which one you should wear.
Okay, perfect.
I've already got it. Go over to the next thing.
If you don't know where the next thing is, go to the Robbie and Matthew
YouTube page, which is where you should be right now.
That's correct.
And we'll see you there.
All right, goodbye.
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 Not goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you